Good evening, everyone, and welcome to an episode of Cybercast, episode 221, the All Transformer and Action Figure podcast. As if you're actually watching over here already, hopefully the word got out that I will be taking over the reins for a short period of time, probably a month to 2 months, maybe. Josh has had some medical issues to come up. And that'll be up to him to disclose whether he wants the people to know that. One thing I'll tell him, because we all have it, because we're all collectors, is high blood pressure. And him watching the Penn State and Ohio State game right now is probably not doing him no good. So, anyways, I will be your host for the next couple episodes, or ever how long it takes, here on Justin R. G.I. Joe Show YouTube channel. You can find me everywhere as Justin R. G.I. Joe Show. And we actually have a couple regulars and a good friend of mine, Chris, from the Full Force podcast. Chris, tell people where they can find you at, please.
That's a stretch, Mike. I'm just kidding.
I know, right?
Good friend. Yeah, I'm from the Full Force podcast. Diagnostic 80 on the socials. And yeah, I run a podcast. If you're watching this, you may have heard of it. You may watch our videos on YouTube, and you may listen to us on Podbean and iTunes and Stitcher and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's me.
Sport.
You can find me on YouTube as Sportimus and on what's that place? That Twitter page as Sportimus Prime.
Damn. Rick.
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter as Shattered Glass Jazz.
Oh, that's you.
It is.
Chris is like, oh, that's you.
A fan, are you?
I've been liking his stuff for ages. Just been like, this guy's cool, man. I love his stuff.
Dalton and Dakota are not with us tonight. Dalton's actually working, and Dakota said he was going to take a nap and join us for Galactic Gumbo, which will be tonight at 8:30 Central Standard Time. One thing that we will do differently, or I will do differently, is Josh usually sets the show up, 2-3 hours beforehand, Rick, at least?
Probably, yeah.
And he makes all these different tabs, does all this professional stuff. That ain't happening over here. I'm sorry. I'm just going to go to the news feed. We're going to scroll. If we want to talk about it, we're going to talk about it. If we don't, we're not. We might mention it. So we're going to do the best we can do, or best I can do, until Josh pulls the plug on me, I guess. And we know I am very horrible in screen sharing.
Infinity.
Yeah.
And beyond.
What do y'all see?
Each other.
Seriously?
Hi. Yeah. There we go.
Oh, you see TFW?
I do.
Only when you talk. Only when you talk.
Oh, that shouldn't be right. Hold on. No, that's not right. So now it's what?
You should have one of those technical difficulties, like screensavers that popped up.
Fred has all that.
It'd be up like half the show.
Now hold on, I got it clicked on me like I'm supposed to have it.
We're all professionals.
Yeah, right.
Totally.
Yeah.
Monday through Friday. Sometimes.
Okay. Y'all can see this page, right?
Correct.
Okay.
No. Only when you talk.
Really? Well, screw it. I don't know what the hell the problem is. All right.
Let's talk about it.
Okay. Well, let's start off here. This comes 2 weeks from the last time we were on, the 15th. Something about Singapore getting some toys. Well, I don't know. Studio series. I think we talked about this, did we, Rick? About the Bumblebee with the ghetto add-on kit and the little kid with it.
Yeah.
Apparently the pre-orders went up, I guess, the day we did that show.
It's like the Fast and the Furious Bumblebee type situation.
That's the Dakota get a chick car right there. That's what that is.
It is.
Let's see. Australia's got some toys. Those were for Cybertron Siege Battle Master Wave. Let's take a look at this. I'm not big on this, but I believe Rick and Josh were pretty big on these. Is that safe to say, Rick?
Yeah, I mean, coming off of what we're just coming off of, I don't love it as much as that, but I'm not against it either. Like, I want to give it a try. The MicroMaster stuff is like, I'm all like 120% in. Some of the other stuff I might cherry pick.
These are pretty interesting because they come with the little flash of explosion, I guess. You get like you're shooting and the little fire comes out with it. I thought those
little effects and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't really care for it too much, to be honest with you. I just think it kind of goes back to the Titan Masters, I guess you can say, like the little pretender shells. It's a little $5 toy, I guess you'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, do you collect a whole lot of Transformers? I can't remember.
I am strictly Masterpiece only. But I do. I mean, I was kind of picking the odd, one or two up here. What I've actually found is that Power of the Primes, help me out here, Titan Returns, and what was the other one? Oh, are we in it now? I suppose we're in it now.
Combiner Wars was the first one.
Combiner Wars, yeah.
So, like, from those, like, I thought there was some really amazing, like, toys, models, etc., running all through those waves. What I tend to find is, and what I think we all, what I know a lot of people struggle with, is that constant reuse of the core characters, which again is, it's going to happen. Like, there's nothing you can really do about it. You're always going to get your Dukes and your Scarlets and your Primes and your Bumblebees and so on. So you will. There's no two ways about it. But I feel like there's been a lot of, especially with like Siege as well, and some of the reveals that have been coming out. It's like, oh, we're getting the same characters again, just in a slightly retooled way. And it's only, I don't know, there's only so much you can kind of take of that, I think. So I've noticed a lot of people have been saying, I'm going to cherry pick this. You just said it a minute ago.
Yeah.
I'm going to just, take a few of the ones here that I like and maybe that I had as a kid and stuff like that. And it used to be the case that Transformers fans across the board would just be like, yes, Wave, Box,
completely, right?
Wave, Box, thank you. And that seems to be thinning out a little bit, even though the quality hasn't. I mean, there's still pretty solid toys, and this run looks pretty good. Like, I'm not, against it in any way. But then I'm just Masterpiece. So, as soon as the Masterpiece starts coming out, it's like, yeah, okay, thank you, I'll have that. And I'm kind of a bit glad it's like minimized a bit. Like, you're only getting what, like, for a while there was like 50 a year, and it's like there's so many you can kind of keep up with that for a short amount of time.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got here. Hasbro leaked from Cybertron Studios via. We haven't talked about. Were we talking about this one? Or we knew about this one already, didn't we, Rick?
Which one?
Let's see. Production prototype for the BW Bumblebee.
I'm digging the kind of Studio Series Bumblebee from the movie. Like, I feel like a bit dirty. I'm not a massive fan of the kind of Bayverse, and I know Bumblebee is technically a different director, but it's still within the Bay universe, and we'll talk about that when we talk about the trailer later. But I kind of saw that Bumblebee and thought, damn, that's actually really nice. Like, he's good. Like I just like the look of this design. Like, even though it's still quite far removed from the G1 Bumblebee, and I'm not expecting again or want to see that design on the screen, but it's still far removed from that design. But at the same time, because they've simplified all bullshit Bay stuff, like the 30,000 moving parts thing, I think it looks really, really cool.
I'm going to echo this too. That the Studio Series for me, I'm not the biggest Bay fan either, but the engineering and the things that they've done since the first 3 or 4 movies, looking at the Studio Series, is just engineering wise. And even if you don't love the aesthetic, if you like any of the aesthetic, like Lockdown, I like Lockdown. I like the car mode. I mean, who doesn't? But I thought that I picked that up. And I like that they're scale, even though they're small, I like that they're in scale with each other, because you could have just one shelf of movie stuff if you wanted, and I don't have to collect 3,000 Bayform movie figures. So I do like that it's kind of like, you know, that best of line, but I think it's slightly better than their whatever the movie the best versions were. Because I picked up about 5 of them, and I'm going to pick up that Bumblebee as well.
Yeah. My favorite Bayverse figure was Blackout.
Yes.
Also, loved that first movie. Absolutely adored it. I thought it was great, and I thought it was kind of like a good balance across the board of humor and fun and action and stuff. And you know, there were elements of it that were gross, but at the same time, I've got like a special place for that. But the movies after that, they just got so gross and ridiculous and awful that I feel that Blackout is like the peak, like Bayverse. It's like the first thing you see in that movie is like the first transforming thing you see, and it's like what? And I thought the figure was pretty cool. Or, yeah.
That later Blackout is amazing.
This new one,
it is
the Studio Series.
Yeah, the Studio Series one is amazing.
It is amazing.
It's hard to transform in some places, but
once
otherwise,
you get it perfect though. If you get it perfect, wow, they've done a good job with the Studio Series.
Don't tell me things are to transform. I'm a masterpiece collector, and I got that first Megatron twice because I got him. Wow, that is the worst masterpiece figure of all time.
Yeah,
I needed to wipe the sweat from my brow after the first 3 hours of the first time I transformed it. I had it laid out. It looked like it exploded, and it got like, just crap on me.
You know that bit where the legs, you've got the messing with like the handle and the legs, like we're trying to work them out.
Oh yeah.
Just like a Rubik's Cube at that stage. It's like, there's no way this is fitting in here with this like metal kind of shard in the way. And I'm sure I didn't break it, but I extended it so hard that it came out, the pins came out that held the legs in. It's not what we're talking about. Shut up, McLeod. Carry on.
Well, with that Bumblebee that's coming out, this new one, it's almost masterpiece level to me. I mean, they really cleaned it up nicely with the transformation.
Now we'll get later on down the road. We're going to see there. I believe they did do a Bumblebee VW bug for masterpiece line.
Yes.
So, one thing I can really say is that they are really cashing in on this Bumblebee movie with everything, even as far as like the movie online mini game. And there was even something at my GameStop. I think they had like a card set, that card set they had going on or whatever it was.
Are you surprised they're merchandising the crap out of us?
Oh my God. Really?
Well, you know, the regular movies wasn't as bad, but I think...
Dude, I'm from the 80s, right? Bubble bar, soap, toothpaste, underpants, blooming, like, dressing gowns. Like, they used to... they just to stick a sticker on anything. Like slippers, and you've got like, you know, if you're concerned about a card trading game, then it's not that bad.
Yeah,
they've been working on this since 1984. This is going to be Bumblebee's shining moment that we all can't wait for.
Oh yeah.
Bumblebee's greatest hit cassette pack, Soundwave and Doombox. That's actually, there's another thread of this, but it's actually been found in U.S. retail.
I want that so bad.
I don't.
Website.
Do what?
There's the Argos website, doesn't it? That's in the UK.
What site? The site I'm on?
No, Argos. It's the where it says listed at Argos website.
Oh, was it Argos website? Yeah, this one here is listed on Argos website. Yeah.
So interesting. For me.
Bumblebee movie toys out. Apparently, everyone but the U.S. has got all these Bumblebee movie toys.
I'm so envious. Yeah.
This is something that Eric wanted me to touch on. Transformer Prime Wars Trilogy Punch Counterpunch Shoulder Fix. Also, some people got it. Some people got a bunch of cancellation notices or pushback notices. People are pissed.
Yeah, I'm one of them. I'm one of them.
Really? Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you got your 2. I got my 1, and Eric got our 2. He got me another one, so I can have 1 in punch and 1 in counterpunch mode.
I love that figure, by the way.
This is
a show.
Like, I mean, this is like a fan favorite, one that people have been waiting for a long time as well.
We actually got one. We actually got one a few years ago from the Collectors Club. Plus, we got one just a couple of years ago from the Collectors Club.
Does it count?
This one's so much better that it really is.
Oh yeah.
I'll say this: the day I got it, I went upstairs, transformed Fun Pubs into car mode, and threw it in the Tupperware. It's now gone. It's now in the garage. But the new one is amazing.
You hear that, Fun Pub? Your stuff has been booted to the garage.
Just that. I still have Nightbeat up there because they haven't done a Nightbeat. So,
some people rip on this new release of Punch Counter Punch being like, oh, you just turn him around and he's a different robot. But it doesn't have to be complex to work.
True.
Yeah. This is such a simple thing, yet it's effective, and that's, to me, I'm more impressed with that than anything else, than being super complicated.
Yeah, it's kind of part of the original gimmick. Plus, you just buy two. I never even need to look at it behind. You just buy two.
Or you put him in the middle of the room and you just walk around him.
Exactly.
There we go.
Decepticon
I like that
side,
idea.
Autobot side.
No, I'm in total agreement of that. I mean, just because it's simple doesn't mean it's like bad in any way, shape, or form. Fucking hell. The more complicated it is, can sometimes often lead to the frustration of then hating the bloody thing.
Exactly.
I used to do, and kind of still do, but haven't released my Sunstreaker video yet, masterpiece reviews on YouTube. And I do like these long-winded history of the character, and on the cartoon and the comic, and then all the different vehicle modes and all the different kind of toys that they've had. But then it got to the point where it was just having to record me transform these vehicles, so I could do a sped up bit of it. And it's just got to the point where I just can't deal with it anymore. It pains me because you need the instructions nearby so you can kind of be I'm lost completely. So I agree with you. If the fact I could just in that video just turn punch and counter punch around and it's there you go, done, I'd be happy with that.
It's fun for play too. If you're thinking about it like you're playing with it. When I got the first one open, my kid was sitting at the table with me, and I was explaining it to him. This is a spy, and this is kind of what he does. And the idea that you can kind of turn it around and do the fist real quick and put the gun in and turn it around. He loved that. He thought that was awesome. So from the kid's perspective too, you can never lose track of the play part, that play pattern.
Yeah. We did a masterpiece one now too.
So now, if you didn't know, Chris, the one on the left was the one we got from the Collectors Club a couple of years ago, which was just Counterpunch, and that was it. There wasn't a triple, a spa by any means.
We got cheated.
Course, yeah, but then back in 2010-ish, we got the Sunstreaker mold from Generations that you can make it. Which the only problem wrong with it was that the head was like Beetlejuice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A little tiny head. So if you want to go, there is a video to, I guess, something about the shoulders is what they're saying. But I don't.
It's an easy fix. It takes about 3 minutes. It took me 3 minutes to do both figures. So
it's really easy.
So what do you do, Rick? I have not watched the video. Nor
if you're looking at that picture right there, a punch, you go up to see where the top of the torso is above the Autobot symbol on either side. You pry those sides open just with a little screwdriver. Pry it open just enough, and there's a little piece in there. You disconnect your arms from the ball joint, and then you take the part that's left in there, and you pull it towards you and then out. You got to do one on each side and just turn it the other way. You want the square side on the top and the round side on the bottom.
So again, this has happened in the factory process then.
They've
closed it
and its
arms aren't locked in properly inside.
I find that it's a better connection in car mode. When you're going to transform it back into that car mode, it's just an easier connection. People will debate this, though, of course. I've heard people debating the whole thing, but I did it and it worked for me. So I was like, oh, great. That's awesome.
People will debate the color orange.
Yes,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah, it's the wrong shade. Yeah, it should have been yellow number 5. It's the yellow number 4.
Oh yeah. Pulling out their Pantone books.
Yeah,
Fucking smack.
bring out the color charts. Yeah,
Pulling out the fun school Pantone chart.
Let's see. For people watching, are any of you guys watching the Cyberverse show at all?
I saw the first couple of episodes. Thought it was okay. It's not really for me, but I asked them to make it for me, but they declined.
Yeah.
Really, it's a shame they would decline you that.
I showed the first 2 to my kid, and he liked it, and I let him watch it. So
you won't? Did you say you won't let him watch it? Is that
no, I said I'll let him watch it. That's all I can say about it. I just don't have anything to say about it.
I thought you were just going to be like, no, you're not watching this. And then you Japanese headmaster.
No, I'll let it. Yeah. If he likes it, it's whatever.
I don't think it's bad. It's just it does nothing for me. It's kind of like the RID of recent. It's not a bad show. It's just nothing for me.
I think that's why you needed to go to the theater the other night and watch the 1986 movie, because all I was thinking the entire time, I'm sorry, folks, everything that's out right now is complete trash as far as cartoons go. I just think it's all garbage. And just watching that on the big screen again and sitting there and knowing that this is from 1986, it really drove that home. That stuff's just gotten lazy. Or either the aesthetic here today is just not my aesthetic. I don't know.
Send your hate mail too. No, I agree with you actually. There's just something with the animation style that doesn't click with me. These old cartoons from the 80s, like the movie one here as well that you mentioned, they're the old-fashioned way. They were hand-drawn, hand-painted, and all that.
Yeah.
But there's just something... I don't know what word to use. There's just something more detailed about it, I guess. I don't know. It's just they look too computerized, even though they're flat animation. They look kind of just like thrown out there, and I don't know. There's just something missing in them.
The only thing that I've watched and I'm like, wow, I love it, and a lot of it is because the other points, like the music on the show, the voice acting on the show, and that's Voltron. Voltron as a whole, I absolutely think it's bonkers amazing. But even there's parts of Voltron, and we've talked about this, I think, before. I'm not really a huge, like, deep anime fan. And whenever they do their kind of, the big eyes in the water and the weird, that's not for me, but luckily that show only does it like 5% of the time. But that's the only show where I look at it, I'm like, man, these people are like working like dogs and sweating, and this show is amazing on every level.
Have you seen the new animated Godzilla movie that was on Netflix?
No, I haven't seen it.
Actually pretty cool. Like I was quite surprised with that. But I agree with you guys. I think then again, is that just because that's what we had as kids? And I know it's like said a lot, but the word nostalgia actually does come into this quite often. I agree to a certain degree, but then I know that none of my folks necessarily, they kind of like the stuff that I liked as a kid, but they had their things, and the older generation kind of looked down on what we enjoyed, musically, TV wise. Everyone thinks it's like the end of the world or like the worst thing ever for that generation, and then you have kids and then they like something, and then you're looking at it going, really? And like, to a degree there is something in that, because you are looking at certain elements of quality. But I spoke about this with I think my I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was either Eric Aranya or it was Paddy Lennon. But we were talking about kind of like cartoons and stuff, and Thundercats came up. Oh no, I'll tell you who it was. Apologies. It was Adam May and Pat Stewart, and we were talking about. I'm just dropping names left, right, and centre. And it was Thundercats came up, and it was one of those things where it's like you just instantly think Thundercats is awesome and amazing and brilliant. But really, when you look at it, there's a lot of style over substance in that original show. And you know, I know I'm probably going to get people beating me up. I'm a massive Thundercats fan. Don't get me wrong. I love Thundercats. But one of the best intro sequences in cartoon history. End of. But with some of the best music, like, you know, intro music in cartoon history. Totally agree. But in terms of the actual show and the cartoon, it did have a lot of weaknesses. And, you know, sometimes I'll watch that. And the same with the Turtles. I love the Turtles. I'm a massive Turtles fan. Look, I'm wearing a hat. Obviously, I'm a Turtles fan. I'm wearing a hat. But, you know, some of the episodes in the original cartoon are, pardon my French, awful. That isn't French. That's just a normal word. But, like, you know, really, really kind of struggle with some of that. Anyway, is there an element of the kind of nostalgia feeling towards this?
I think there is.
Some of it, yeah. I mean, for me, I like to keep an open mind when I see new things. I mean, of course, we all tend to base things on what we grew up on as kids and all that. But, for example, when Transformers Animated came out, that was, for me, a complete departure in style and even storytelling than G1. But I loved it. I loved the way they did it. They did it with style. There was plenty of detail there. Same thing with the 2000X He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
Yes.
They brought that to a whole new level for me, and I just adored it. I ate it up. And even the 2014 Thundercats. Was it 2014? Well, anyway.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, I mean, that did not... There's some things I didn't like about it, but there was still enough there that I liked.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That He-Man cartoon. That He-Man cartoon was just...
I agree.
The way they, like, in the intro as well, when you've got like Adam kind of giving the spiel, and then it explodes, and it's like,
it's awesome.
It's like,
it's awesome.
Like, tell the story, and it's like, no, screw you, you're in the middle of a battle or something. I just thought that was really cute, nice homage.
Is that the last like great cartoon up until Voltron hit? Is that 2000X Masters? Because look at all the work. Voice acting was great on the show, but the animation was so different from what we were used to with Filmation. But they did such a good job going, and this is the point I want to make.
It was the characters for me. Sorry, Richard.
Characterization, yes. So look at we'll go back to that Cyberverse thing again. That's where we started with this conversation, and I still say it's complete garbage. This is why I don't need to. Beast Wars, when it came out, it was so different. I knew it was out. I saw it, but I didn't start watching it until 2 years after. And one day I just had a very open mind and said, I'm going to watch it. And what I learned was the voice acting was probably some of the best voice acting that you'll ever hear or find. And the stories were absolutely great. The aesthetic wasn't my favorite thing in the world, but all the other parts were at a 10. Yeah. And so you can live with the things that are new to you and you take it in, and eventually you might even learn to like it.
Yeah,
there's no entry point for me on Cyberverse. The voice acting was mediocre, the music was mediocre. It's like what, a 5 to 10 minute show.
Yeah,
I can't. That's not for me. I will say it's not on Machinima. I'll give them that. It's not on Machinima. So I'll give them that. I can watch it without having to look at it through an app or something ridiculous.
through a keyhole.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And that's all I'm saying. Is like, it's garbage to me because there's no entry point whatsoever to get me interested.
Something you mentioned there about kind of previous Transformers cartoons, that. When they do the kind of Combiner Wars, Titan Returns kind of tie-in cartoons, I was not a fan. Like, I was avidly annoyed at some of those cartoons and mainly it was due down to like really basic things like sound quality and voice acting, things that you think you can get that right, you know, like especially with the people they had involved in it. And I just didn't like how it sounded or looked. Like the levels sounded all over the place. And it was one of those things where you're on like Cybertron and it's supposed to be populated with like thousands of Transformers, and it's desolate. There's like no one about. And then all of a sudden, like 20 characters in a scene. Yep. And then you look at the planet and there's nothing around for miles. And you think, I just felt there was no, you know, in terms of what I mentioned, soul and charm before, I feel like there was absolutely no soul tied to those cartoons. I know they're only little short bits, but I was really excited for those. So I thought, this would be quite a cool tie-in. Might even get me to buy some of the toys. And
right. You'd think that there would be good fiction for great. The toys were pretty great.
Yeah.
The fiction. I watched the first episode because I wanted to try it. I waited. I wasn't even going to watch the first episode because I saw the trailer. Finally watched the first episode.
When like the two are fighting, falling through space. Was it Computron and
right, Minosaur or something like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that. But after that, I decided to never click that again because I can't give them, all they want is my click, and I just can't give them my click because again,
that sounds so wrong when you say it like that.
I had to force myself to watch some of that stuff, and it's like it's not even. It was like 1 minute 33 seconds long, and I couldn't even give them that some of the time.
Mike, sorry for getting off on this thing, Mike.
Actually, I'll be honest with you. I actually enjoyed that trilogy series. I wait till they all came out and watched them all back to back to back. I actually thought the story was pretty good, but that's just me, I guess.
Well, you also collect pop, so
shut up.
See what that leads to. Yep.
We get
Anyways,
no one's perfect.
If you're in the States and you're looking to get the reissued G1 toys, they're starting to hit your Walmarts. I know my Walmart had the Starscream, Hot Rod, and Devastator.
You're killing me.
Is that all that was out? Just those three, or another
so
one?
far, yeah. And the mini bots.
Mini bots. Okay, that's the only one I haven't seen yet. But yeah,
you're gonna hate me, Sportimus. I was at TF Nation about like over a month ago now in the UK, and In Demand Toys and Kapow had a lot of those sets for sale, including the Walmart Devastator.
Oh, that's cool. I mean,
how? Because then we'll probably get shut down. No, I'm kidding. But they get a lot of stuff from the Far East, and the Devastator was awesome.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
The main one I thought that had a lot of changes to it was the Starscream that comes with the Megatron gun.
I wish they didn't do that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what the Starscream, the Walmart reissue does come with the Megatron pistol that you can put with Starscream and put in his hand, I believe. Is that right, Rick?
Yeah,
it's probably. I'm assuming it's the same one that came out like with the e-hobby, the nice animation colored accurate Starscream G1 Starscream.
Right, that's the one supposed to be, not the Hasbro Toys R Us reissue one we got years ago. Yeah, so
if
you're looking for those,
the hands,
so if you're looking for those and you can't find them in your local Walmart, according to this, they're supposed to be out the first week in October. And if they're not out the first week in October, then that means the scalpers got to them first.
Have they revealed any other reissues they're going to be doing?
I haven't heard any more besides those 4 sets.
I hope they do.
I mean,
they'll probably wait and see how it goes. I'd probably buy my kid some of those.
It's nice to get, especially with the G1 prices now. Now and for the last 10 years. Like, why it's not? They're not expensive now all of a sudden.
Well, the Devastator set was $75. Starscream, I believe, was $35, and I think Hot Rod was $30, or somewhere around them lines. I think I would actually pick the Starscream up just for the sheer fact of the Megatron, which I do have the e-hobby one. Not the e-hobby. I have the Takara book style reissue that came with that. I have both book styles, Hasbro and Takara, but I just don't open them all up.
No, I love that Starscream too.
Here's something we touched on earlier. If you're into comics, there is a crossover of Transformers and Star Trek going on right now. Sportimus, you've read that, and I guess Chris has too.
I have.
Yeah.
And how good was it?
It's not bad. I liked it. It's pretty good.
So
I love it.
Me too.
Any friggin' crossovers at the moment, and the splash page is just so awesome.
Yeah,
I love seeing that Sunbow styling, and I think it's something that G.I. Joe would have like a little like side title where you could have the Sunbow style G.I. Joe comic running, and they could do a crossover with Transformers because no brainer. But anyway, I thought this was really, really good. I'm not sure about you, Sportimus, but like I really like the way they've gone with it and how they're like combining the two universes a little bit.
Well, I'm in love because aside from Masters of the Universe and Transformers, Star Trek is one of my favorites. So having Transformers and Star Trek is like I'm in love. Period.
Nice. And
this did not disappoint me at all. This is I'm looking forward to more.
I like the fact they've put like Windblade in there. They've got like a Sunbow Windblade, and I forget the Decepticon female. I should just look at it in the actual
Slipstream.
Was it Slipstream?
I don't know. I haven't read it.
I kind of wish they would stop dropping in Windblade on everything, but otherwise, I love it. You know.
Here's something that's very interesting. MP10 Convoy X with the real Ghostbusters. So I guess we're going to get a recolored Optimus Prime, or is it going to be kind of like the Pepsi?
I want
have the logo on the trailer.
I want to 10.
I want a proton pack with Prime. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. when I first heard there was going to be a Transformer with Ghostbusters, I was so praying that somebody had actually was able to get the Ecto-1 to transform into a robot.
That would be exceptional.
Dude, yeah. I'd buy that right now.
Yeah, you're already buying that Hot Toys rig. Might as well go ahead and get it.
I'm going to have a freaking banquet table just to put that thing on.
Banquet table.
That's what my Batmobile is on. It's a banquet table.
Yeah, they're huge. They're huge. A second house at this rate.
Yeah.
And I'd love a second house if anybody wants to.
But there's no real indication of what this guy's going to look like.
I know. That's the logo there. And that's it.
Not even like a concept drawing. Nothing.
I think logo of the trailer, all white, and then it'll have like the lines from like that red kind of wash line from. That's my bet.
Yeah.
If we get a white Prime all over it, I love it.
You mean we'll get Ultra Magnus?
I want Roller to be like a translucent green, so he's Slimer.
Like a ghost. Yeah.
They could deco him like a ghost trap, couldn't they?
Oh, there we go.
Well, hopefully here within, of course, it's not coming out till September of next year.
There'll be a link at some point, no doubt.
Yeah.
I really want to know what they're doing with that. I think that's going to be really fun. Did you guys get the 7-Eleven Prime?
I wanted to.
I like the idea. I think the idea is pretty rad.
I couldn't find one anywhere. Like that didn't require me taking one of my organs out of my body.
But it's interesting that this one is using the MP10 mold instead of the new upcoming Prime mold.
Probably they're just making as much money as they possibly can off the mold,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Also, if you're a Masterpiece collector in the Beast Wars, this one would be for Dakota since he got 4 of these damn things.
That Shadow Panther thing.
Yeah, you can get this at TF Source or BigBadToyStore.com. We actually suggest big BBTS for this, honestly. But anyways, this actually comes with the communicator here on the arm that did not come with the original one, to my understanding, that Dakota got with the prototype he bought. Is that right, Rick?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think that's right. I think that's how the story goes.
I think that's what he told me. I think that's what he said.
Yeah, for people who don't know Dakota who are watching tonight, he for some reason he likes buying in 3s and 4s on Beast War Masterpieces. I guess so he feels that he has just as many as Josh has on G1 Masterpieces. I'm not for sure on that.
He's rich.
So there, that's out. Transformer artists. Go ahead.
It's not a bad repaint. It's just I can't place it in the series. I don't recall ever seeing Shadow Panther.
No, he's not in the series.
I mean, we had Ravage.
Yeah.
But he was a different design.
Completely, Lieutenant Ravage. Yeah, that's completely different. That's why I didn't pick him up. Is because I don't have any fiction.
Yeah.
So I need fixing.
Oh,
that's just
Camden had the perfect answer for Dakota. Dakota is trying to inflate the Beast War Masterpiece sales numbers.
He's creating scarcity.
But, all right, let's see here. Transformer artist Ken Christian. What is that last name?
Christensen
to attend TFCon Chicago. That was announced on the 19th. Which that show is going to be coming up here in the next 2-3 weeks, I believe, in Chicago. So people get your advance tickets there they got their link online or whatever. They're going to have a lot of, and this is back in the Crown Plaza. I believe that's where it was at the first year.
By the airport?
Yes,
Yeah,
because I went to the
one.
first one in Chicago. Okay. It's in a bigger room. They have Bud Davis, Voice of Generation 1 Dirge, Metroplex, and Predaking. So if you got a Titans Return Predaking you want to get autographed, or Power of the Primes, I guess it is.
Yeah.
You can take it to get autographed. Voice of Fort Max, Hardhead, Hunger, Mind Wipe, Scattershot, Scorponauts.
Ooh.
And all kinds of people are going to be there.
Cool.
Oh, you know what? Dakota's supposed to drive through. I got to give him my Cheetor to get autographed now that I see that. I'm glad I read this.
Go, Brett.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of people there. TFCon seems to put on a pretty decent show. One thing I can say they are doing and other people are doing is voice actors. This is what the fans want to see. They want to see their childhood heroes who voiced their characters growing up. Just a word of the wise.
I want to see them dressed up as their characters as well.
Yeah. Or at least have the design, just the design cues from the character.
But,
I'm okay with that too.
Echo. As long as they're echoed the right way.
Right.
Yeah.
They got the right tampos on them.
Yeah.
McDonald's has got the Bumblebee movie Happy Meal toys. I actually saw these the other day in my McDonald's. I get a Happy Meal, but I did
anymore.
Are you loving it?
Right now.
What would you say, Chris?
I don't eat McDonald's anymore, but I think I might now.
My kid had one this morning. I'm like, I asked my wife, I'm like, whose wind-up Megatron is this? It was on the table. And I'm like, I live here. I'm the Transformers collector. Whose is this? And so I made like a 7-second little Instagram video.
I saw that. Did you see
But it was his. I didn't even know it existed. And he's like, yeah, I've got 3. I've got Starscream and Bumblebee. I'm like, what has happened to my household? I'm not in control anymore.
Did you take your kid's toy away from him, Rick?
No, it's his. But I wanted to make that video because I like the idea of All Hail Megatron, and like it's a little wind-up toy. It's funny.
That's awesome.
I'm such a kid, such a child.
Hobby Link Japan people who like to buy strictly from them. Apparently, they got a sale going on. Or actually, you know what? Forget it. It's already ended.
Never mind.
Here's what I showed you. The Target exclusive Bumblebee Soundwave have been found at U.S. retail Target. There's the DCPI number if you want to get it. It's very easy to piss.
Yeah, I'm going to buy this and have my way with it.
People who worked with nerds like us, I guess you'd say. The Hot Rod, of course, been found in the U.S. Devastator spotted. Rescue Bots, Jeep Bumblebee. I guess Rescue Bots has changed so much since that first season, man. It's ridiculous on what they do now.
I haven't seen a single.
Like every time you turn around, they're in a different mold vehicle.
If you see one episode,
Rick, does your kid still watch that?
No, he's not big into that. He found Prime. I guess I don't know if it's on Cartoon Network or who, but he started watching Transformers Prime now. That's kind of his new thing.
Cool.
Well, that's good. And here's the Chris. You knew about the Masterpiece Bumblebee, right?
Yeah. That was the one that I was actually talking about previously.
Okay.
I think the design on it is pretty banging.
Yeah, it's not too bad looking. Let's see if we can find some more pictures here.
They have a bunch of pictures of him with his, I think, blaster on one side and the kind of like Stinger little. Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, if that actually does that transform out of the hand, or is that something you attach the gun?
Don't know. It looks like it's something you probably attach. Yes. See right here on the back.
Yeah.
Right on the back. That's where you take them off, put them on, stuff like that.
Still,
That's not too bad. That's not bad at all.
I dig it. It's pretty cool.
I'm actually glad that they're finally making him a bug, which he's supposed to be from the get-go.
Yeah.
So
I guess we'll talk more about that on Gumbo, but man, it's hard to hold my. I'm kind of excited about the Bumblebee stuff.
Yeah,
the movie.
You see this picture right here where he puts like the visor down. He has like these eyes that look like kind of like a fly or a spider.
Yeah, it's kind of like the honeycomb kind of thing going on, isn't it? Yeah.
Someone posted a picture in Arkansas thread that showed this picture of him, not this picture, but a picture from the movie fit on the face down like this. And it says, "I don't feel so good right now." Talking about Spider-Man from Avengers.
Oh,
God.
You don't get it. Never mind.
Chest missiles, though. Dig that.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Oh, yeah. Kind of like the Seeker style.
Oh, okay. I see what they did there.
Yeah. That's cool.
Okay. Yeah, that is the backpack. Looking from this, you see right here, Chris, where it just folds on top of his forearm.
Yeah.
Where this one here looks like it completely interchanges out, maybe.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I think I might pick that one up, actually. Just, yeah. And again, like, I never do that with the movie stuff, like, ever. I don't think I've only got that one Blackout toy from back in like the first movie. Actually, no, it wasn't, was it? It was it was in the first film, the character, but the actual toy, was it like Dark of the Moon or something? Did it
The masterpiece, they did a Barricade and Bumblebee.
I'm talking about like
Prom.
Way back, like in 2009 or something like that, when it was the grey Blackout helicopter in like a window box. It was either Revenge of the Fallen or Dark of the Moon, but I don't think it came out as a...
That was a different character, though, wasn't it?
In Revenge of the Fallen, yes, it was not Blackout. It was someone else.
So it would have been...
The
the actual figure, for some reason, wasn't in that first wave of figures. It came out with the Dark of the Moon or one of those lines of toys.
Oh,
no, there were
Blackout came out in the first movie.
It did, but there were multiple versions of it too. A premium paint job was also in later on,
and then they reused that mold again later on.
Okay.
The premium version had the call sign on the back wing. Was the major difference on that figure. Was the reason why they did that. People were actually looking for that just because of that fact alone, which I thought was strange. One thing I noticed here, you can see the undercarriage here, so it looks like that's...
Talked about that on the last show, too. Yeah.
Wasn't that on the Studio Series one that was really bad?
I don't know which one it was, but I think both of them had some undercarriage issues.
Okay, and then there's the back. Yeah. Okay.
But his back cleans up better than the Studio Series.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. I think it was the first Transformers movie one. Hang on. Can you see it? No, because the light's really bad. Yeah, it was the first one, the Blackout. Just the kind of Voyager Blackout with Scorpion, not the...
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Sorry, that's what I was talking about before.
You see right here where I'm circling right here? He has, that's his, where I guess you change out his face or put the other part on.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's pretty neat. I actually am digging that. I really am.
So he holds all his accessories, which is good.
We don't care about that. Transformer Cyberverse. We already talked about that. The trailer, I think we're going to save this for Galactic Gumbo, where we'll actually watch that and then we'll talk about it.
Imagine if we get movie figures of everything that's in that, though.
In what?
In that
Bumblebee movie?
In that trailer that we're going to talk about later.
I'll need more shelves.
Yes.
I've seen some people post the Bumblebee like big promotional thing at the theaters. I didn't see it at my theater the other night when I went to go check out the '86 movie, but some people I know have been posting it, which is a pretty cool thing, I guess. But
yeah, we got like a little featurette at the beginning of our showing.
Yeah,
fun. Like it was like the whole scene played out where she sees Bumblebee in the garage. But it's
yeah.
Entire scene, I think, where she's like, she almost runs out and then he hides, and They have a little conversation. There's a few things cut out of it, I think, but for the most part, it's like an extended version of that trailer scene.
Right. It was a good scene, I thought. Here, let's touch on some third-party stuff. Perfect Effect, Jet Power, Prime prototype images. I'm not sure if we've talked about this before. Oh, wow. Very neat. Oh, there he is with the hollowed out Megatron.
Yeah,
you can see how big he is on his trailer.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool, actually. I'm not like a massive third-party fan, but I've got like the odd one here and there, especially when there's been like G.I. Joe crossovers. Like there was a third-party Sea Spray as Manatee, which was like a killer whale deco, like the kind of dark green and grey kind of color. There was a not the ST Commander one that's out recently, but a Rolling Thunder kind of homage from.
Yeah.
I always forget the company name because with a Z, it's like an X. Damn, that's going to annoy me. I'll remember like 3 o'clock in the morning. But
a quick shout out here to Cameron. He just reminded me we were talking about the Blackout toy was Grinder in the second movie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I couldn't remember the name, so thank you for that. Yeah.
Yeah, Cameron's our pretty much our other cast member that doesn't like to come on the actual show, I think.
He helps correct all the shit that we get wrong.
Exactly. Yeah. He does. He also, the cab is similar to the Power Master Prime when the trailer transforms into the Jetwing. So this whole thing transforms into that. This trailer, everything.
It's pretty awesome, actually.
But at the same time, the cab transforms into its own robot.
Damn.
As you can see. Yeah.
Black magic.
So there's the there's the Prime, and then the trailer transforms into all
the engineering on some of these things blow my mind. Like some of the masterpiece stuff, when you kind of look at the process you have to go through, and you think someone has had to like go through this backwards. Someone has had to like really work this out. And I don't even know where to say crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can find the picture. I saw it earlier. Is this Super 7 is doing an exclusive.
Oh, the
New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the black and white one?
Let's see. Did they even show a picture of what it is yet? This is it.
Wasn't there a Megatron? Oh, that one. Yeah, the clear Prime, you mean?
Yeah, I thought that was a San Diego exclusive just recently.
No, they've recently, you're right, they've recently shown an exclusive. I saw it the other day. Someone even sent me a picture of it. I'll see if I can find it.
They probably have a bunch left over.
Yeah, probably.
That could very well be. Let's see. Anyone else posted a picture on here?
Yeah, it's this clear, like black and white Prime, which you can't see because it's ridiculously small on my screen. If I go close, you can't see anything. Oh, you might be able to.
Oh yeah, you see it.
Yeah, and it's and that's the box for it. I'm not sure if you can see that. Also, probably not. Oh well.
Cameron says, Cameron don't have a microphone, so why he can't do the show. It will be newer than the promo scenes from the movie. They did the scene to tease the Super 7 exclusive, then actually showed it later. Okay. So there's that. If you're going to New York Comic Con,
best black and white kind of grayscale, I suppose.
Yeah, I remember seeing a picture of it. Someone, I thought it was on here. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I remember seeing something. That's more of the movie stuff here.
Man, stop showing me Shockwave and the Seekers. Some sweet ass screenshot right there.
Okay. Studio Series Wave 3 found in Canada for all you Canadians, and it looks like it has the new Bumblebee movie. Let's see.
Who else is in it? Does it say who else is in that wave?
Jazz, Ratchet, and this lockdown recolored mold.
I forgot. This is The repaint wave. Yeah.
Get it out quick to capitalize on the hype wave. You mean, right?
Yeah.
I actually finally found, I don't know about you guys, but like I finally saw the Megatron for the first time this past week. I think that's been out for what, 3 months? 2 months, 3 months? I finally saw it here.
Has that just been short packed? Has it just
well, what I saw that day on the shelf, I didn't get to see the case, but there were 2 Brawls and 2 Megatrons. So I'm assuming, Mike, you used to go to the stores more than me. Is there 4 of them in the case?
There's 2 of each. So
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's just hard to find.
Prom One Studio, Bumblebee movie, Blitzwing statue, sneak peek.
Oh, that
Starscream? Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, Starscream. Guess that's all they showed was that right there.
Blitzscream.
Blitzscream, I like that, yeah.
Blitzscream, I like that. Apparently, War for Cybertron, Siege, Ratchet, listed in Walgreens system, deluxe price confirmed. Isn't it amazing that now the deluxes are $20 freaking dollars? Remember when they were like $9.98 at Walmart?
Yeah. Those were the days.
Remember when it was like $7?
Remember when Star Wars and G.I. Joe figures were $1.99?
Hell yeah!
I remember.
They were in Ross not long ago.
You what?
They were in Ross not long ago.
I know, right?
That price.
Yeah.
Also, something that wasn't mentioned before, Blitzcream sounds like an acne medicine.
Blitzcream. When you got the itch, Blitzcream can take care of it.
Let's see, do they even show a last cost change, last retail change? Their price. I actually gotta send this to my guy at Walgreens and have him look into this for me.
You got connections.
Yeah, actually, he actually had a whole tub of pops for me the other day when I went by.
Oh wow!
Are they on fire?
I hope
No,
so.
they weren't on fire, dude. They were pretty cool. They were Spider-Man, Spider Hulk.
You needed an intervention, man.
Y'all are so mean to me.
It's just so much fun.
I know. MP17 Prowl animated colors is out and about. Entertainment Earth, I know has it.
Does my head in?
Yeah.
Because I have to get it. Like,
Me too. I know. I feel you.
Here it is. I knew I saw it somewhere. Oh shit.
That hot rod. I know that wasn't necessarily the same thing, but when they redid that hot rod in the kind of
the toy colors,
like cartoon colors in a way, but
okay, so it's basically this right here, but black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. A big hunk of plastic.
There it is.
Yep. That's it.
Awesome.
Mastermind's creation, R42D Zeph Deathsaurus prototype images. Let's take a look at that.
Oh, let's take a look at that, please.
I don't know. Do I need to go to the front? I think Josh posted this up on. Let's see. Yeah.
Oh Jesus! I'm buying this.
Of course, you are, right?
Well, Mastermind Creations. Let's face it; they're the ones that went to the top. They're the best third-party company.
Oh no! Come on now, you got to think now. Hot Toy, or no, what is it? Fans Toys. They put out all those images of all those toys they're eventually going to make.
Some year.
I mean, I buy some of theirs too, but these are the best.
Now, does this thing turn into a cassette, or is this something else that I'm thinking of?
It's not a cassette.
Okay.
It's Transformers Victory.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Well, I didn't say it right. Victory.
That's better. Yeah.
That's better.
A hell of a complex tape transformation, if it is.
Well,
no doubt.
I for some reason I was thinking about that cassette transformer thing that's been going around, but that's cool. Yeah.
Wow, that's the
The Overlord. The Overlord is awesome.
Man, it's massive.
It's huge.
Yeah, I find that the third-party stuff is made purely for play purposes. It just looks pretty, like, spectacular, doesn't it? Like a lot of the time.
Their stuff always awesome. I used to buy all of it, but then I don't know, man. They started releasing way more than I could keep up with.
Who did the really awesome Dinobots, the big ones?
That's Fans Toys.
Yeah, I thought they were pretty.
Those are nice. I have those. I bought their Springer. I bought a few things of theirs. They're pretty good.
Why Springer hasn't been done as Masterpiece? I'm still scratching my head on that. Like, I want him so bad.
I'm waiting for the other one by Mastermind, the Saltus. That's their MP Springer. Someday it'll come out. And same thing with X-Transbots.
I may have seen that, but like completely forgotten about it. I need to.
I want to wait till those are out, then I can make my choice. You know.
Did you guys see that interview with the Masterpiece designers? That was quite a while ago now. It may even have been last year, when they were talking about Trailbreaker and Hoist and the mini bots as things that they're working on.
No, I haven't seen that.
It was official, and it was in one of those like Japanese kind of magazines, and they had the interview kind of in Japanese, and like people were translating it, and basically, you know, obviously a lot can be lost in translation, but it was pretty much locked in that they were talking about. Yeah, we've been working on how to do like Hoist, Trailbreaker, and loads of like, you know, like Warpath and Cosmos and Power Glide and so on and so forth. So I feel like they we'll start seeing, I think maybe next year we'll start seeing like Hoist at least or Trailbreaker, I think, as a reveal.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm hoping for Mirage and Jazz too.
Oh, Mirage.
Yeah.
Takara Legends Power Pro. What is this? Big Powered prototype.
Yeah.
Wow.
Transformers threesome, as I like to call it.
The death ship right there. Yeah. They're mating. Yeah.
This is how all sparks are made.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is this the only picture we see? Is this?
I think.
Do what?
That's the only picture I've seen, but there might be others out there.
Oh, look at that, would you? Someone Photoshop. Wait, what? Brand new molds. Show me the robot molds. Okay. Let's see what we got. This is the first page. Transform last night. Megatron scale collectible figure by 3A.
Those are the no transform though, right?
Is this no transform?
3A is usually no transform, right?
We don't do no transform. We don't do the no transforms. They're assholes. Why call it transform if you can't transform it? Sorry, I'm trying to plug something up right now. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is no transform. Remember the ones we did see that it looked like they didn't transform, but they actually did transform? I think it was that Optimus Prime.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, get off that. There's that card game I talked about. Oh, here's the set I was telling you about. Bumblebee movie promotional box. Join the buzz. If I go to his Twitter account, I'm about 100% positive that is the exact same picture that Paul posted. So apparently, if you're, I guess you can say, you know, you're a YouTuber, you're a blog entry, you know, whatever. Hasbro was sending out these promotional boxes, basically for you to show off the stuff that us grown-ass men probably will not buy. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, I'm not going to buy half the. I'll buy that. If
The
I buy
studio
anything,
series.
maybe the studio series, but I'm more on board with the Masterpiece Bumblebee for the movie more than anything else that's in this damn box.
Just sell it all. You're allowed to.
Oh, I'm sure this guy will sell it. Went through a nice hefty divorce. Let's see if I can find him. There he is. I just want to look real quick and see if he's already done a video review. He posted a letter. They posted a letter. Man, I'm really thinking that was his. No, maybe it's not his picture. It sure did look like it though. But yeah, this is what they're getting. Let's see if there's any more pictures besides this one. The outside of it looks like a boom box, I think.
Cool. Sexy pose.
There we go. And of course, there's the contents of it.
That's pretty old school. Yeah.
There's Dakota's car right there, just in the wrong color.
I'd just like to thank Stranger Things for bringing the 80s back in a huge way so that everyone else is copying the success. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Something successful, like every company just dives on it, don't they? I feel like 80s nostalgia, though, has been like it's for like 20 years.
20 years. Right? And it peaks, and then it goes down, but then it peaks again.
Yeah, it's like something to come out like Stranger Things, and it's just like
yeah.
All
right, let's back up here.
Suddenly, everyone wants to play Dragon Slayer and listen to Thriller. All of a sudden,
more than anything, though, what really bugs me is when I see a post on Twitter or a post on Facebook, and it's it's like a page or a group or something. And they're going, "Oh, do you remember this?" And it's like, "Yes, I haven't stopped watching this crap. It's out. Like, there's been no point in my life where I haven't watched G.I. Joe, Transformers, Thundercats, She-Ra, Like, there isn't one point in my life where I haven't stopped. And then it's always like, oh, do you remember this? I'm like, I just literally did a video about that 3 months ago. Yes, I remember it. Thanks.
Yeah.
Always makes me laugh when I see that post.
Generation 1. Okay. So that's all the Transformer stuff we're going to cover. I want to go over here to Toy Arc. We're going to cover some stuff here for about the next 20 minutes or so. Diamond Select Toys, New York Comic Con. Apparently, they're going to have this big ugly dude. Whatever it is. Turns New York Comic Con, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, out of my wheelhouse. It's unreal.
What is this?
No idea.
Oh, I thought Chris knew what it was. Okay.
Nope.
We'll bypass that. Something that shouldn't be made into a toy that looks like a sexy woman. What is this? Ring arts.
To many more toys.
Do what?
1-in-1 scale? Is that what you said? Oh, got it. That's something else.
I said sexy toys. Sexy women looking like toys. Let me see if Cameron corrected me.
He's just checking researcher.
Where would we be without him, huh?
I don't know. Oh, I know this one. This is Predator.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, yeah.
This for Dark Horse. Ultimate 7.
I love the Mecha Predator and Alien stuff. Like, absolutely adore it.
Did you go see the new Predator movie?
You know what? I haven't seen it. I'm so scared. Hang on. I'm not scared of the Predator. Obviously, if the one was real and it was near like me at the moment, yes, I would. But I'm so worried I'm not going to like it very much, and I'm fed up of not liking Predator movies. Like obviously Predator I absolutely adore. Predator 2 I like. I don't think it's the best movie in the world, but I do like it. The Alien vs Predator series is like 2 of the worst films they ever could have done. There are some elements.
Which is crazy, right? Isn't that crazy when you think about it in your head? You're like, aliens, Predator in a movie?
How did they fuck that up?
I know.
The first one is okay.
They found a way.
The first one is okay. Like I can get through it, and it's like, I'm like, oh, okay. There's some elements about it I quite like, but they're so, I don't know, they're so overboard with some of the story that it ruins a lot of stuff that can be done. Do you know what I mean? Like the almost damages the rest of the series. The second one, Requiem. What's the point? Like, at no point do you see a Predator and Alien that aren't like, this close to the, it's just like everything's close up and doesn't make sense, and you can't see anything, and it's bollocks, and it's just about a bunch of people who I'm so fed up of watching films and the humans are the focus. Like, Transformers. I want to see Transformers douchebags, and I want to see humans. Like, I don't care about the love story of like a young man and his car, really. You know, I want to see Transformers, you know. Anyway, it's the same thing with Aliens and Predator movies. Like, I want to see Space Marines. I'm going to see humans. I want to see Space Marines. If I want to see humans in Predator, I want to see like military guys fighting them. I like Predators. I liked. It almost did the kind of, you know, let's return and almost take a load of aspects from the first Predator movie, much like The Force Awakens did with New Hope, and much like it looks as though Bumblebee is doing, you know, with that, which we'll come to later. But I don't know. I love the figures though. Like, I love them so much. Like, they can make a shit movie. I'll buy every one of those Alien versus Predator figures.
You need a warehouse for all those.
Pretty much, yeah.
Done.
Pretty much.
This here is, I know we usually don't talk about statues, but it's a pretty cool Cable 1/6 mini statue bus. And then there's this little Storm up statue of the big eyes. So that's something Dakota would like. You know, little big eye.
Where'd your screen share go? Are you guys seeing it? Because I'm not seeing it.
I was.
What happened?
There it goes. It's back.
Oh, okay.
It's back. There you go. I can see Cable now.
Big Bad Toy Store exclusive Bloody Mortal Kombat, Ermac, Rain, and Smoke.
Amazing.
I want to see how many colors they can repaint this guy.
They got a few more they can do, I'm sure.
Oh, I bet.
Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Smoke.
You know, I remember as a kid when there ever was Scorpion and Sub-Zero, and that was it.
I do remember that, but now they're going to repaint it. You know, Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes, you name it. Change the head, they got Don Marino. Change the head again, they got Sean Collins. Throw down. Keep going.
Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back Yoda statue. There's a lot of statues. So
statues are cool and all, but like, again, it's not my bag. Like, even with the G.I. Joe stuff, I got like the odd one or two here and there, but I don't know. I'm more of a, and even though a lot of my stuff stays in its package, which is ridiculous, I just prefer that the articulated stuff, like the statues. I mean, if you're a statue collector and you collect all that stuff, you must have the biggest house in the universe.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. There's a Marvel Legends Captain Marvel movie figures revealed.
Cool.
Let's see when these are going to be released. If they're going to come out for the movie after.
That's got some 90s love, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, the trailer on that is going to be a pretty decent movie, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that Coulson's back a lot.
Yeah. So you got those coming out, I'm sure, probably for the holidays, maybe. So I would think around then.
It looks all right. Huh?
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
NECA, Nightmare Before Elm Street Part 3, The Dream Warriors Tuxedo, Freddy Krueger.
Me.
I do like Dream Warriors.
Yeah, and so most of these, if I'm right, a lot of NECA stuff is showing up in the Target stores now.
It is, yeah.
I saw some of it.
I haven't seen much in my Target. Then again, I'm in the middle of effing nowhere, so it's not surprising, you know.
Me too.
Yeah. Let's see here. Batman the Animated Series, statues and Batman.
Those are the little figures.
Looking awesome kind of things.
Are these the wool ones?
You know, the little the animated like 6-inch ones that they've been doing for a few years. Yep.
You know the favorite. I just do not remember that episode, I guess.
Oh, it's a good episode. They're all good episodes.
I'm going to say there is
the Bruce Timm, Paul Dini. Yeah, so good.
That's one of the cartoons though I've only seen like a couple of times all the way through. Like, usually with like an amazing cartoon like that, I'll want to watch it over and over again. But I feel like I don't know, I got so satisfied watching it that I'm good. Like, but I probably will eventually at some point go through it again. But yeah. really quality cartoon.
Yeah.
Here is Masters of the Universe Vintage Collection Wave 2 pre-order extended, which is extended till this Monday, October the 1st.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm looking forward to that.
Finally, something I don't have to buy, because I only buy the classic size. I don't buy the original ones that they're starting back up. Finally.
I wonder if he's got the flurry flop kind of texture to him.
Nice.
I just get excited when there's like one thing that I don't buy. I've been really bad this month.
Marvel Select figures. We got a Thor and Groot from Avengers Infinity War.
Nice.
Talking of good cartoon, that Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes was a good cartoon as well, and that was recent. Sorry.
Much better than Transformers. Yes.
Yeah, that was really good. I'll keep remembering them after we've had that nostalgic conversation.
Right.
Oh, here's the Spider-Man. I was actually hoping it was going to be a pile of dust, but I guess not.
Spoiler.
Yeah, well, if you ain't seen it by now, you're a fool.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the bootleg Iron Spider that came out around the same time as the... no, it was, actually, of course it wasn't. It was because that's coming out now, isn't it? So there's a bootleg one that came out, like a real knockoff, but it's actually really good quality. It's just the size is slightly bigger, I think, than the rest of the figures. But yeah, it's mental. And like I was really surprised because the deco and everything is like on point. I didn't buy it because I don't really get into that stuff, but I do get Marvel Legends, but not like knockoff stuff. But I was really surprised.
You know, it would be a good buddy cop movie. Would be
that one.
Thor, Groot, and Rocket.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That would be like the best buddy cop movie ever, I think. Or actually, it wouldn't be Rocket, it'd be Rabbit.
The way that we're going, you may actually get that.
I'd love to see that happen.
Let's see. What's this here? DC, Marvel, John Wick, and more. Let's see what we got. Scale bust. Oh, these are the little mini mates. I can't believe they still make these damn things.
I didn't realize they did.
They might make them just strictly for conventions now, I guess. Oh, there's a goblin with a ripped off Spider-Man.
That's cool.
There's a naked Spider-Man out there somewhere.
Naked Spider-Man.
Actually, he was fighting him, and then he just turned to dust, and then he's just got his like costume.
He's like, "Look, I killed him! I killed him with his uniform."
That was one of my favorite figures as a kid as well, the Hobgoblin one, because it was the I'm gonna forget. It might have been one of them. Anyway, it was like a Marvel superheroes one or something.
The
like that.
Spider-Man animated series.
No, I'm talking like even further before the 90s CGI one. It was like. Secret Wars? Did they make? I don't know. I can't remember. Someone's going to have to research this and tell us, but it was an awesome figure, and it was in that era. It was in like the 80s, and it came with and it had like the rubber cape all rubbery.
I was going to try to find a. Let's see if I can find a.
I like the fact his feet, which had like the curly up toes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little foot pegs on the on his little glider.
For people who do G.I. Joe, the final figure subscription service came out. We knew was going to be Jinx and Sergeant Stalker the Canoe.
Absolute fire figures. Love them.
Yeah, I gotta open those tomorrow.
This was our 13th figure, which is what's his name again? Hollow Point.
No one knows.
Like I said before, when I
fan favorite. That's what we should have said. Fan favorite.
Skymate from 2016. But according to the club, these are highly requested figures and characters that, as of us in the G.I. Joe community, we demanded to have. So maybe the demand came strictly from Dave Lane at funpub.com, maybe?
If
I had to put money on something, I may put that money on it.
I would like to say a few things on this because I like doing that. But so okay, I don't have a problem with them, like, you know, dipping into the built to rule well I don't have a problem with that at all. I think it's like I didn't have a real close affinity with that line, but at the same time, I don't dislike it. I don't think it's like garbage or anything. You know, I don't really see that with any of the G.I. Joe stuff. I have such a strong, I don't know, connection with it as a brand that I tend to. It's not like I let a lot go, but I honestly and genuinely like seeing a lot of these characters get some sort of shine, and I don't mind Hollow Point as a choice to be done in the modern era. I just don't think it really works for the 13th as a choice.
Exactly.
When you look at and even if you look at some of the 13th choices, there are some kind of odd ones in there, some, ones that kind of fill spots, obviously, and then others that are kind of a little bit okay. I guess that was requested. This one is so out there. I wouldn't have minded actually if this was a regular choice in the FSS 7, and they'd chosen another figure that might have been one of those you've got Stalker in there. I know that's a bit crazy, but if you had Stalker as the 13th,
you just literally words out of my mouth. Stalker would have blew it out of the water.
Yeah.
Think about that as a mindset for the fans. If they finish on Stalker, that sounds gross. If they
it's gonna be cold in the Arctic.
Yeah, it's covered in snow.
Hope he's got a stocking count.
If we finish on him, I'm gonna keep saying that. That is everyone goes, oh wow, what an awesome way to finish on the FSS 7, but at the same time improves the arena that FSS 7 thing is. And I know it's ridiculous because he is in that run, and it's just the 13th figure, but it's really funny what that would do to the mindset of the fans, I think.
I think you hit it perfect. I think it was perfectly well said. For me, I was all I kept thinking about is our conversations we've had on Just Another Joe Show, and what if it had been Downtown, Lightfoot, Stretcher. I mean, and we could keep going, right? But people would have lost their minds. My whole Instagram feed would have just been pictures of Lightfoot in every kind of. He's in Russia, he's in Moscow. Now he's in North Dakota. Now he's on the East Coast. Now he's in South Africa, right? You know what I'm saying? It would have been crazy, but Hollow Point. Okay.
Again, about it, and the figure's pretty solid, and there's a lot of good things about him, but as a 13th, it takes the wind out of people's sails, and I think. Yeah, if you again put it in one of the selections in the 12, give them another 13 that's has a bit more impact directly. Right. And I'm not saying you have to always you don't have to cater to the vintage crowd every single time at all. I don't think that's the case either. But give someone something with more impact. How cool would a Dawn Moreno figure be in that?
I totally agree.
But at the same time, I could probably understand that maybe Hasbro might want that as their own. Maybe they're thinking of that for HasCon or something. I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully.
I don't have any inside information on that. Yeah. So I don't know. But again, I'm just thinking from a company standpoint, Dawn Moreno is hot right now. Really everyone wants a piece of that character.
If it does come back, she's Windblade, right? Yeah. I mean, that's exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I guess, you're right. Chris did hit it right on the nail on the head. That, and I agree with him 100% that probably the Canoe Stalker should have been the 13th figure. That,
at least it was in the last. At least it was in the last delivery, which let's face it, needed its own box. That is one hell of a massive card bubble, isn't it?
It is. The whole card's nothing but a bubble. I seen where a couple people had posted on Facebook. He got, his package, but one of the boxes were missing.
Yeah, I saw that too.
So it's kind of
I know there's a guy called Gil Tucker who posted that he got a Cobra stand with Tomax written on it on his Hollow Point, and everyone else got Hollow Point. So it's some crazy ass quality control going on at the moment.
I mean, we can just go back and back as far as we want to with the issues with 7.0, which would be, a couple of episodes ago, we had Bobby on the show, and he had said that he took full blame for the issues with Hawk, that it was something he had sent over to the club, and it wasn't correct. But then, of course, my opinion question was why didn't the club notice it? I would think the club would open it up and saw, oh, hey, you know what, this isn't right. But I mean, there's been a lot of issues. I know my Cobra Commander has issue with its legs. Other people have had some issues. There's been a lot of quality control issues from the club going back to the concept, to be honest with you, as well as the subscription service. Huh?
It feels like there's a bit of a rush going on, and they're trying to get all of this stuff that they've promised, I suppose, kind of out there. I mean, if you think about, I mean, this has got to be one of the most intense amount of product kind of things in a year that we've had. I mean, at least we're finishing on a lot of product. I've got to stop saying finishing on stuff, but at least we're happy ending on a
happy ending
product. I feel like that a lot of the problems are born out of just this immense amount of product that's going through that system right now. You're talking about the concept, the exclusives, the FSS 7 and 8 overlapping, the final 12, which I'm really excited for, obviously, for obvious reasons, as you all know, with the Tiger Force stuff. But I'm a little concerned that, are we going to see loads and loads of quality issues there as well?
That, and when you mentioned talking about having the overlapping on 7 and 8, I'm really, I don't know about you, Chris, but I know Rick pays for his in advance.
Yeah, me too.
But I'm on the payment plan, and for them to charge us for the second installment of 8 before they've even shipped out the first 4 figures, I think is crazy. And I've heard a lot of people say, well, maybe they're just trying to get it done before the end of the year, blah, blah, blah. And Rick can testify for this. If you go back to Transformers, they did not do none of this stuff. They didn't make you pay all the payments in advance before they gave you the figure. Well, they did. I mean, they didn't do the overlapping like they're doing. The figures were sent out good 6 months after the club was shut down on the Transformer side. So I figure, and this is my personal opinion, is that I feel like because the club is really ending it at the end of the year, a lot of people don't know, I was told by Dave himself that he was losing his job in July, I believe, was his last month of the club. And to my understanding, all the office help is going to be let go at the first of the year.
Wow.
So that just means that leaves Brian and Becky doing everything. And I'm assuming they don't want to deal with payments. That's what I can think of. For once, they would have to just do some extra work, I guess, is what I'm saying. I'm not trying to be a dick about it, but I'm just saying it doesn't feel right to be I've paid for the first 4 figures, which I have not received. Now I'm paying for figures 5, 6, 7, and 8 that I'm not going to see anytime soon.
Well, it could be worse. You could just be involved in a Kickstarter that's never ever going to come. So,
yeah.
Well, and I think
I've got some money invested in a Kickstarter that's well over a year. I've been waiting on some stuff.
I think mentally and for the big picture too, with the final 12 coming, and we've touched on this once before, depending on how they put that out, if it's in waves or it's all one big thing, that could easily be $500 all at once for all those figures. And I think that they're trying their best to get all of the payment plans out of the way, so when the final 12 comes, people are at least freed up to have a chance to get them, before December 31st. I
mean, that's in their interest as well, isn't it, Rick? Because they want people to pay the money. They want people to get on board with the final 12. Like I'm not some sort of like club apologist or Hasbro apologist or anything like that. I try to see the point of view from both parties, and but it's difficult sometimes. And I think we talk about this stuff. I mean, I just talked about the Hollow Point thing, how maybe just a little shift in in choice of who the 13th is, kind of thing, might change the mindset. But that's just one little minor thing. And effectively, if you're just doing that, what difference does it make if you're just getting all those figures anyway? Whatever. Payment plan stuff, like I've always found that a little bit like, you're kind of risking it a little bit anyway. And it's at least, even though there may be some issues, that you'll be able to get that switched out. And I know like the Halo Point stand isn't going to be sorted out. But at least they sorted the box set heads out.
Yeah.
Sorted, and that is kind of, and again, like I do have issues with the way that I've had certain issues dealt with in the past as well with them. But it's never a situation where I'm at the end of it, I'm like, oh, I hate this crap or whatever. Like I'm still there, like really excited at the reveals again and like jumping on and buying the figures and all this kind of stuff. This is the last year we're going to enjoy it. So I say, deal with the issues as they get to you, but enjoy what you're getting. The
product, getting new Joe product, getting that new Joe product.
That's probably a really good advice right there. Yeah.
Even though I know it's annoying, especially that feeling of like, I've spent a lot of money on this stuff.
Yep.
I have. Don't get me wrong. I feel kind of pissed off sometimes as well when I've like dumped thousands on stuff. And then you've got Major Blood with no Tash, and you're kind of like, okay, but I will just be patient. And look, I've got my Major Blood again in the post like a few months later, and it's cool.
Right.
It's like everything's cool again. And I don't know why I was so upset before. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like there's a lot of that. There's a lot of instant reaction with us, and this is that. I mean, that's the pot calling the kettle black, because. I'm on, we do the news bursts where we instantly react to things, and it could be excitement, it could be fear, it could be terror, but we're instantly reacting to it. And I just think as a human race at the moment, that's what we do. We just like, instant reaction, bang, bang, angry, angry, angry. And, I think if we just take some stock every now and again, like imagine when we were kids, like knowing what was coming. We never knew what was coming. We go into the store and all of a sudden there's like toys everywhere, and you're like, oh my God, I'm in heaven. And you just get them. And it's like, you don't see them again after that year. Do you know what I mean? Like you get like the odd peg warmer, but that was it. It would be gone for the next lot of things.
So yeah, I know when the final 12 come out, there's only 1, 2, 3 sets I really want, which is of course the Tiger Force.
Tiger Force.
Only one
Tiger Force. And
set.
then the and then
Zartan
Marauder set. The Slaughter Marauders 2-pack.
I'm not like, again, like I feel that there's an odd decision there in the Coils O'Doom Black Rendezvous Adventure Team thing. I would have preferred if they were going to do something Adventure Team style that they actually do to the past. Do you know what I mean? Like I know, again, like the new stuff, I like new ideas and stuff, but again, like you're finishing on this. Maybe that would have been something requested,
Exactly. So, all right. Well, we've gone the hour and a half that we usually go on Cybercast.
Sorry,
we're gonna call the show there. No, that's fine.
Oh, that's awesome.
We will be back in an hour for. Oh gosh, Rick's showing something off. What do you got there, Rick?
Oh, I just wanted to mention the Filmation stuff from Super 7 that's shipping out. Most people are getting it like right now this week, and they look phenomenal. Oh, and one last other thing, if you're doing the Hot Toys thing, I know we didn't cover it tonight, but the Leia Bespin went up. So anybody that's doing Hot Toys and loves Empire Strikes Back, she looks phenomenal.
Yeah,
and she hasn't been done in like the Black series, and so
that
anyway,
particular one, yeah,
that's out there, and she does look great.
Awesome.
So again, yeah, we'll be back on at 8:30 Central Standard Time for Galactic Gumbo. We should have Dakota in on with us, and maybe Eric from Surveillance Report. And we'll go an hour on that show, and we'll probably really just cover the Bumblebee movie and talk about. We'll see if the video works by me screen sharing it. I think it will. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But we all have a look at it, and then we'll talk about what we like about it, what we don't like about it, stuff of that nature. So with that being said, Chris, tell people where they can find you at for your future references.
I'm not going to tell them my address, but
okay.
You can get me on @Diagnostic80. That's with a K at the end, not a C. It's German spelling. And 80. on Instagram and Twitter and so on and so forth. You can catch the Full Force on Twitter and Facebook against @the Full Force and / the Full Force on Facebook. You can catch us on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher. We have a YouTube channel as well where we post news bursts, comic bursts, battle bursts, everything bursts everywhere. We have main episodes which cover more about either Action Force, G.I. Joe, or other brands. And at the moment, we've got an Inhumanoids episode dropping tomorrow morning. I would have done it earlier, but I had to drag them to this crap show. I'm kidding.
Wow.
But yeah, we should have that episode out tomorrow. And yeah, you can catch us on all those platforms, the Full Force podcast.
Right. Sport.
You can find me here on YouTube as Sportimus and on Twitter as Sportimus Prime.
Rick.
And you can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter as Shattered Glass Jazz.
That's you? I'm kidding. I knew that.
The one and only.
And everyone can catch me as a Just Another G.I. Joe show on all the platforms. I will be on our regular show, Just Another G.I. Joe show, next Saturday. And probably in 2 weeks, we'll be doing a Cybercast and Galactic Gumbo again until further notice, pretty much. So thanks for tuning in, and thanks for watching the live stream if you're watching it now. So appreciate y'all. Thanks a lot.
Full Force!